Hey everyone, it's Libby from Maighstir Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people, the traditional custodians of the land on which these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Rightly, today is Friday. Thank goodness it's Friday. And welcome. Okay, entertainment only. But I want to have a look in this particular reading. Hubby arrived home earlier. He's taken the two big fur babies, so Spot and Bindi, out for a walk, so I'll race through this reading. I just wanted to get it done. I was thinking about holding it off till Monday, but I'm just feeling a need to read on this today. The meeting between Ursula von der Leyen, who is the head of the EU, and Xi Jinping, who is the head of the Communist Party in China. Apparently there was supposed to be a several-day, meet and discuss and greet and all the rest of it, being reduced to one day. Using the Golden Universal Tarot, reduced to one day was very interesting. But what I want to have a look at is, so von der Leyen's come out and said ties have reached an inflection point between the two countries. Apparently the EU has a really large deficit with China that they're wanting to not tariffs or anything like that, but they want to try and balance out. Xi Jinping has come out and said there needs to be trust between the two areas. I'm really feeling like what's happening with these particular meetings is that there is a shift in this flipped upside down, the Temperance card. Trying to, oh gosh, and the next card was the Two of Cups. Absolutely. Trying to rebalance the relationships, trying to work out the new relationships as we've got a really significant energy shift about where the seat of power in the world, the central power is, and I hate it that the central power is anywhere, but where it's held, it feels like you've got this massive awakening moment as we go through this shift, and what it feels like, oh gosh, and here's the shift itself. So 3 major arcana, trying to rebalance as there's this real big wake-up call in this shift that we're going through. There's a lot of information coming out really quickly, not necessarily positive, and it's very much about trying to renegotiate trade deals so that it can be profitable for all sides. So what this feels like is that China is in discussions with the EU because it is moving, the centre of dominance is moving. Now, whether it goes to the euro or whether it goes to the BRICS, don't know. China is in BRICS, whether it's they're going to try and entice the EU to come into BRICS, I don't know, but there is this massive shift of power that's underway. If you haven't watched it already, Middle Nation, I put a video up on my post section. Go to Maighstir Tarot under any video, it'll take you to the main page, and if you go to posts, then it's really interesting. And as I was talking about this video, full illumination, full exposure, potential naivety being revealed. The Emperor has no clothes. That is bringing about an end of a chapter, massive ending of a chapter, and the dawn is awakening on a new beginning. Now you've got here the Pope here, the trampling underfoot of the King and the Pope. Does this mean this is a shift to Europe of centralized power because we've got the complete and utter downfall? The swords of truth, stabbing and bringing down the what was, about the center of money, the center of power. This is about the opportunity being represented, and I say represented because, okay, thank you. This is really interesting, actually. This just sprung in that prior to World War II, the centre of power was Europe, I believe. Hope I'm right there. Europe. But then post-World War II, it shifted to America. That is a country that has been built on its military might and its consumerism and its dominance of the world markets, because everything was based on the US dollar for a period of time there. It was the leader. But I think no longer. This is about shift in power, seeing things differently, trying to manifest the future to advantage. And then we've got the Chariot. Now I'm just looking, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana, and the other 3 cards are these: the downfall, the new opportunity, and the finding themselves out in the cold. So what have we got? Packing up the swords of truth and moving forward away from the corruption and abuse, the corruption, walking away from the win at any cost, my way or the highway. Very emotional. But this is new partnerships as well, a cleansing and a new beginning around the world. Around the world. Russia now is unable to, Russia's broke, so Russia's not a key player, and there is a lot of negative messaging coming out about those that are steeped in luxury, that are going to find themselves in some really legal, potentially hot water, where they're going to have to defend themselves, and loss and disappointment. So what's going on behind the scenes negotiations about a new start? You've got the steal of the victory. So this is also to do with that stealing victory. And you've got governments bringing about new partnerships, or is it breaking free from unbalanced partnerships, and international trade restrictions. This is interesting because it's pretty much mirroring that middle nation. Trade, this is about working around trade restrictions that are being imposed, is what I'm getting. Okay, so let's have a look. Is this meeting, is China engaging with the EU big time because of the shift in the monetary economic power base? Well, there's overtures of an offer coming here about protection of money, about nurturing. This is about the manifesting of the new beginning, and it's unexpected to bring stability. It might be an unexpected message to the current powerhouse, because it's all about bringing stability, financial stability, and money changing hands. You've got the devil here, and then you've got justice, actions having consequences, and a rebalancing. So those that were trying to restrict the flow of money because they tied themselves to this devil energy are going to find, what was the cards? Find themselves, their actions will have consequences as these new partnerships and this new rebalancing is happening. And it is basically because of the steal of the vote. The White House is being looked upon differently. And there is immense disappointment in this strategy undertaken by the White House that is going to bring about its downfall. Now, if you're in the US, I'm not having a go at you at all. Goodness me, but we are witnessing the downfall of an empire brought about by the steal of the vote, the betrayal of partnerships, allies. The betrayal of allies is going to bring about a downfall of the United States as the centre of world commerce. As the centre of world commerce. The shift, it's all about the shift. Who's going to come out on top is the big question. Secrets are going to be revealed about the democracy or the narcissistic star. I mean, they're out there already, the movement of dark money. But this can also be new partnerships being plotted behind the scenes that the US government was not invited to. I'm not having a go at you guys, just be aware there is a major shift going on. So, what's going to come out? Okay, what actually happened in these meetings? What happened in these meetings? Right. Information was shared about, well, this is my moral, ethical and financial corruption card, but it's also about being out in the cold. So there were discussions about the EU, I believe, being out in the cold, and they are now on a new journey. And it has started the planning about something to do with financial stability that they don't want revealed just yet, because it could cause a upset. Now, as both the fifth column and Belle of the Ranch would say, yeah, it's about money. That international politics is a poker game where everybody's bluffing and cheating, basically. But this feels really intense. So what actually was discussed or is going to be discussed between China and the EU? Feels like this was just a touch base. What was discussed or is going to be discussed? Right, choices. Integrity. David from Tarot by the Bay uses this card. Integrity of choices. In amongst all the smoke and mirrors and the options available, the choice going forward to find balance, to find where with the alchemy you add this to that and you create something that is beyond the sum of its parts as the sun rises on the new day. Or it can be setting, but I think it's rising. A rebalancing. This is about action being taken in the past, looking at things from a different point of view, being paused. And then we have here the strategizing behind the scenes. Got the King of Cups, the negotiators, the diplomats getting involved in the immediate future. No coins as of yet. Here's the first coin. It is about the movement of money and the strangulating hold of money is what I'm getting externally. Internally, it's the end of an empire. As the empire goes down, we've got hopes and fears, the false victory. We've got full illumination of gifts in the past that were disappointing, and then new partnerships. Full illumination of working together with as allies in the past has just been trashed, and new partnerships. What's come out also is the guy in charge of AUKUS in the US, in the Pentagon. He basically wants to scrap the agreement and the building of the submarines and all the rest of it if Australia doesn't agree to giving the US total control over our military. Well, are they going to give us our money back that we've already paid for these submarines? I doubt it. But then we've got our ex-Prime Minister, Scotty from Marketing, who is a Trump wannabe conservative who was tossed out of office, is in Washington sucking up to that. So, yeah, new agreements about money and the sort of truth coming forward. Yeah, getting some ducks lined up in a row because times are a-changing now. That's the puppy dog's home, so I suspect my husband's going to be home any second now. But yeah, this sort of energy. Corruption, new information, new negotiation, new talks in regards to the devil and the secrets, democracy, protecting, information coming out. It's all there. The lies and decay of the old king. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. That pretty much sums up what the discussions are about. It's about the shift of the economic power of the world, basically, away from the United States. If you can hear that, that's Bindi having a drink. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. I shall see you on Monday. Take care. Love to you all. Bye-bye.